Conservatives find a Paul Ryan workaround on healthcare. Donald Trump. Washington, leaders of the conservative House Freedom Caucus, unhappy with the Republican healthcare legislation being rushed through the House by Speaker Paul Ryan, Republican Wisconsin, are taking their concerns directly to President Donald Trump. Freedom Caucus Chairman Mark Meadows, RNC, and former Chairman Jim Jordan, Republican Ohio, spent Thursday afternoon at the White House, meeting with budget staffers, Office of Management and Budget Director Mick Mulvaney, and Trump himself. The group met for hours, according to Meadows, and Trump attended for a very lengthy time. It was an extremely productive day with the president, Meadows told a small group of reporters later. Freedom Caucus members are demanding changes to the health care bill that Republican House leaders refused to make. While Meadows wouldn't provide details, he said the group discussed amendments to the legislation with Trump, as well as the president's broader concerns about health reform. The president actually shared with me that he wants to make sure he lowers premiums for Americans, and he wants to make sure that we get this done quickly, Meadows said. Conservatives have criticized the GOP health care plan because it seems unlikely to lead to lower premiums. No one's saying that the premiums will go down, Freedom Caucus member Raul Labrador, Republican Idaho, told the Huffington Post on Thursday. No one's saying that about the cost of health care. And I don't think leadership is being honest with the president about this. Asked later Thursday if conservatives were going around trying to negotiate directly with Trump, Labrador said the Freedom Caucus has tried negotiating with House leadership. Now, he suggested, conservatives were trying a different strategy. We're appealing to a president who likes to negotiate, who likes to win, and who likes to keep his promises, Labrador said. President Trump needs to understand that we as the Freedom Caucus are trying to protect him from the same bold lines that leadership gives everybody over the last few years, Labrador said earlier in the day. And he needs to remember that it wasn't Paul Ryan who was standing by him when the chips were down. It was people like myself and others who were standing by him. Labrador added that he didn't want to turn negotiations into an us versus them, and that conservatives were just trying to help Trump keep promises. This bill is not it, Labrador said. Under former President Barack Obama, White House digital staffers instituted a system of auto-archiving tweets from the president and other top officials. We eventually set up auto-archiving for official platforms, so errors could be corrected while preserving the original, Ezra McCaber, a former deputy director in the White House's Office of Digital Strategy, tweeted in January. Those tweets are now the property of the National Archives and Records Administration. In their letter, Chaffetz and Cummings also asked the White House to investigate whether federal officials are using personal email accounts for government business. Under the Presidential Records Act, White House officials must forward emails sent from those accounts to their government account within 20 days. The same is true of employees at federal agencies, under the Federal Records Act. Official business must be conducted in such a way as to preserve the official record of actions taken by the federal government and its employees, they wrote. They also raised ethical concerns about the use of apps like Signal and Confide, which encrypt messages and, in some cases, delete them once they're received. The need for data security, however, does not justify circumventing requirements established by federal record-keeping and transparency laws, the lawmakers wrote. Chaffetz and Cummings suggested that they may consider updating the laws to reflect trends in federal employees' use of technology. In the meantime, they asked the White House to conduct trainings on proper record-keeping and archiving of social media, email and other electronic messaging systems, and urged the administration to clarify its policies and procedures on such matters. The White House did not respond to a request for a comment.